It was an ordinary night, the kind you don't remember because nothing in it asks to be. One light on upstairs, the street empty, the house holding its breath the way houses do when no one's listening. My husband had gone up early. I stayed down with the lamp and the low murmur of the television, and for a long while it was just me and the quiet. I was home alone. Or I believed I was. This is the part I keep returning to. How normal it was. The armchair, the wallpaper, the small warm pool of light that made the rest of the room feel further away than it was. A mug went cold in my hands. I tell you that because later I'd need it. Something solid to hold the night in place, before it came loose. Then someone knocked. Not hard. 3 soft, even taps, spaced too evenly, like something counted out. No car in the drive, no headlights, just the knock, and then nothing. I looked through the gap. A woman I didn't know, pale, calm, her hair damp though it hadn't rained, standing in the porch light like she had all the time in the world. I asked if she was all right. She didn't answer. She tilted her head, just slightly, and said good evening, in a voice with no weather in it. Level, flat, like words read off a page she'd read many times. Water beaded on her dark coat. Her hands were folded in front of her, still, like someone waiting in a hospital hallway. Everything about her was patient. That was the wrong word, and the only one I had. Then she asked it, quietly, almost kindly. "Has your husband been standing still?" I didn't understand. I turned, without meaning to, and looked back into the house, down the long hall that ran into the dark, past the lamp's reach. The question went in like a splinter. I told her my husband was asleep. I said it the way you correct a stranger, gently, certain. Upstairs, in bed, asleep an hour ago. My own voice sounded very far away, but I hadn't checked. That landed only as I said it. I'd assumed him up there the way you assume the floor under your feet, without looking. And down the hall, a door, a thin line of light beneath it. On the wall, the photographs. The years of us, faces I couldn't quite make out in the dark. One frame hung crooked. Such a small thing. I straightened pictures without thinking, and I had not touched that one. When I looked back, she was speaking again, low, but I wasn't hearing her. I was looking past my own shoulder. The door at the end of the hall was open. It had been shut. I was sure it had been shut. I turned to ask how she knew, and the porch was empty. The door stood open on the cold and the dark, leaves turning on the step. No car, no footsteps. She was simply gone. I should have shut the door, locked it. Instead, I walked toward the open room, because I had to know. And in the gap of the doorway, someone was standing in the room. Tall, the shape of a man where my husband should be. In the dark, I couldn't find a face. He wasn't moving at all, not swaying, not breathing that I could see. Still, the way she had stood. I said his name. Nothing. I said it again. I stepped back. It didn't. The dark held the shape exactly where it was, and the only thing in that room that could move was me. The thought arrived very calmly, the way the worst ones do. How long had he been there? How many nights had I walked past that door and felt safe? With this on the other side of it, still, waiting to be noticed. I couldn't make myself leave. I stood in the hall and watched. And then, slowly, so slowly, I told myself I imagined it. The head began to turn. Toward me. I don't remember choosing to run. Only the dark and the thin edge of him still half lit behind me, and the understanding, final, simple, that it had let me see it, that it had been waiting for that. By the time I reached the street, the upstairs window had gone dark. The house sat there, ordinary, the way it had a moment before. No light, no sound, nothing at the glass. Nothing I could prove. So I'll tell you what she never finished telling me. If someone you love goes very quiet, if they start to stand a little too still, don't wait at the door. Go and check, while the stillness is still only theirs. You've been listening to the Glitchy Darkness. Nighty-night.